Oh my God, I love Reddit stories so much, and I promise you, after this episode, you're gonna love them too. Hi, my name is Jorgwedi, and this is All Things People podcast.
Pounce on that shit, dance, dance. Pounce on that shit, dance, dance. Pounce on that shit, dance, dance. Bounce on that shit, no hands. Pounce on that shit, dance, dance. Pounce on that shit, dance, dance. Pounce on that shit, dance, dance. Bounce on that shit, no.
When I tell you, I literally downloaded this Reddit app. I didn't even know what Reddit was, so I downloaded it because I just wanted to read the stories on there. Also, I saw a video that said the things that you experience in your life, trust me, you're not the first person to do that. And once you go to Reddit, you will literally find another person who experienced the same thing basically 3 months ago or even like years ago. So you're basically not the first person to go through that. And I was just so excited to like read things on Reddit. And guess what? On this episode, we're actually going to be reading a story from Reddit and just reviewing it and giving thoughts on it and just basically having fun because you know what? On this podcast, we'll be doing that. We be doing everything that involves people. So if you're here and you like people and you like stories, this podcast is your babe. Okay, you need to like subscribe and follow the podcast everywhere. Okay. But before we dive into the Reddit story, you already know what my eyes have seen, which is basically a feature that I introduced so that I can talk about things that caught my attention throughout this week. And honestly, something that caught my attention throughout this week. So I'm currently watching Vanderpump Rules. Okay, I'm a sucker for reality show. I love reality TV. I love it so much, and it's because after watching an episode, you can basically just go on Instagram and search the real. Well, I don't want to say characters, but like characters because it's a show. It's I don't know. I don't want to say characters because characters kind of makes it seem like they're fake. I like going on Instagram and searching them and just watching their real lives right now. I just think it's so interesting. So I'm currently watching Vanderpump Rules, and I'm doing this because Love Island USA 2024 was such a hit this year, and that's not usual. Usually Love Island UK is much better than Love Island US, but this year was different. And this year's Love Island USA was hosted by Ariana Madix, and every time I went online, everybody was just like, oh my gosh, she deserves it so much. Like she's been through the most. She really deserves it. I'm so happy she's the one hosting Love Island. She's so perfect for it. And because I saw those opinions by other people, I was so curious to know why they thought that. And now I went searching to now eventually find out that she was actually a cast on Vanderpump Rules. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to start watching this reality show. It was actually so interesting, let me tell you. I love it so much. The storylines are insane. And listen, I'm a person who kind of gets distracted when I'm watching stuff and I tend to use my phone in the middle of it. So throughout my experience with watching Vanderpump Rules, I honestly have not done that much, okay? Which means that I'm actually enjoying this show. You know what I'm saying? And I really just want to talk about how I just never realized that when Americans created these movies and they produced movies about mean girls, I didn't think this was a real thing. I just thought it was something that was made up, you know? I just never thought that was like a real thing until I watched Vanderpump Rules. I'm currently on season 6 actually. And throughout every season, I just kept asking myself, oh my God, are they gonna be better people on the next season? Because it's so crazy to me that I've been through 5 seasons. That's 5 years. And there's still mean people there. There's still mean people there. You know how like the high school Mean Girls movie, they always walk in threes and there's like the main girl and then the 2 puppets, you know? It's exactly the same on Vanderpump Rules when you start season 1. I promise you it's Stassi, Katie, and Kristen together, just being mean. And all of them, Katie and Kristen basically were Stassi's puppets. And I just hated that so much because these women at that time were like 25 years old. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like they were 25 years old, 25 years of age. You're going to act like that. What do you mean? And I was just so baffled by that. And I just keep trying to convince myself that this is actually scripted and there's no way they can be this mean. But no, I don't think it is. There's a way that you can script such characters and also like, this is them. This is how they act. This is what they believe in. And I just can't believe it. Never in my life did I think that any woman over 25 years old would be following around another woman and acting according to what the other woman feels is cool or acceptable. You know what I'm saying? They can't be friends with anyone who is not friends with the main girl at the time. Okay? You get me? Like, it's crazy to a point where you cannot accept a birthday invitation to another person who's not friends with the main girl. Like, what in the world is this? What kind of Mean Girls movie am I watching right now? This is reality TV. I just never thought this would ever happen. Plus the men on there, all of them are cheaters. Each one of them is a cheater. Because there's one called Jax. He's currently, I'm gonna just discuss season 1 to 5 because I'm yet to really understand season 6. But basically, Mandem Jax is 36 years old, pushing 40, okay? Pushing 40. He has got no drive. He's very misogynistic. And at the same time, he's like a chronic cheater. Like, he cannot keep it within himself. I just don't get it, man. Like, but the Mean Girl energy really did catch my attention, like, fully, because I just couldn't believe that women who are that old could act like that. Like, you can't be friends with anyone who's not friends with me. If you're friends with them, then that means you're betraying me and my friendship, and you're not considering the way that I'm enemies with them. Like, what in the world? And there was a time during one of the seasons, season 1 to 5. Now, later on, there was a time Stassi was completely overruled. Now the mean girl. And now the new mean girl became Katie. And now the roles were switched. Now you cannot be friends with any person who's not Katie's friends. Oh boy. I just feel like if this was my life, I would never survive this. What do you mean I can't be friends with someone because they are not friends with you? Bro, what the hell? You really cannot stop the mean girls. Wow. To be honest, I just never thought that was like a real thing. I just thought it was made up. Like, every time I see an American movie about like high school mean kids or like college mean kids, I just thought it was made up. I just never thought it was a real thing. And watching Vanderpump just made it seem so real. Anyways, that's what caught my attention throughout this week. And I genuinely recommend that reality TV. It's so interesting. Plus, if you're going to start it, it's like season 1 to season 11. So you're basically good for like the next, I don't know how long you have to watch that. Plus, it's super, super interesting. Damn. All right. For today's episode, or tonight, whatever time it is you're listening to this podcast episode, we're actually going to be reading one of these Reddit stories because I'm actually obsessed, okay? And I've been seeing some of these stories on TikTok. Am I the asshole for calling my friend's boyfriend fat after he's been bugging me for months? Ooh. Hi, this is how the story starts. So, hi. I'm a 26-year-old woman who's a lot into fitness and a healthy lifestyle. I started a year ago, was never overweight, but I used to be a bit chubby. I dropped 10 kgs in the past year and I'm currently fit. I'm into weightlifting and running. So there's this guy, we can call him Stefan, who's my friend's boyfriend. Stefan is very sedentary. He's almost always home playing video games and is overweight. Ooh, overweight, not you coming for Stefan, girl, please. All right, the first time he made me deeply uncomfortable was when we were having a double date, my boyfriend and I, my friend and him, in a restaurant. As soon as he saw me, he made a comment about how thin I was and also commented on my plate and how I should be eating more. Now, I hate that. I actually really hate that because I've had experiences with people calling me skinny and telling me I should eat more or telling me what to eat because I should add more meat on my bones. Like, I'm so tired of that conversation, actually. Like, I can't even believe this. All right, now, let's continue reading this. I didn't like it because I didn't ask for his opinion, but I didn't say a thing because he's my friend's boyfriend and such. So I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable or awkward. Now I get it. Yeah, you know, wanting to make her feel awkward is like, okay, cute, but he should have spoken up. I'm telling you. All right. 2 other times, he also commented on how I looked sick. Nah, there's no way. There's no way that I've dropped so much weight, etc., but I just ignored him. He also mentioned how running was a terrible sport because it damaged your knees when I recently injured my knee due to runner's knee. I've always ignored him until today. Now, I posted a status on my WhatsApp of my Apple Watch with my training summary of today, mentioning that I've missed training since I skipped 3 days due to my knee hurting. He replied to the status saying,
"You should miss eating lasagna. That's what you really need, to eat some lasagna. When do we get some?" Question mark.
I honestly didn't have a great day and I was so tired of him commenting on my lifestyle, so I told him, "And you really do need a watch. When are you getting one?" Letting him know that he should really work out because he's fat, but didn't mention it directly. He got the message, then he replied.
How sad you got offended.
Then I ghosted him. I told my boyfriend what had happened and he said I was rude about it. Am I the asshole? I wouldn't want my friend to get mad at me about it. Nah, here's the thing now. Okay, coming from me because of how I look, if I'm skinny, whatever, is a no-go zone. Because I've experienced this like firsthand, like every other time. Like for me personally, it is harder for me to add weight than to lose weight. So I lose weight more than I add weight. And every time I'm around some people, they keep making these comments about how, oh my God, unakulanga kweli? Do you eat? Or you should eat more. Or like, you don't eat the right foods. You should add more. Shut up about it. Shut up about it. Okay? Shut up about it. Okay? I'm so tired of it. Plus, also because like I'm a small girl. Okay? So this kind of a societal I don't even know what to call it, but like there's an opinion in society that skinny girls don't have the right to talk about them being body shamed because it's nothing compared to the plus size people being body shamed. And it is quite annoying because what about my feelings? Hello? What about my feelings? First of all, you don't put food on my table. Shut up about me, okay? And second of all, if I'm healthy and I'm okay and I didn't ask for your opinion, then why in the world are you speaking right now? I really hate that so much. I really hate that so much. If I'm taking care of my health and I'm okay with the way that I look, okay, you have no business bringing your opinion into this. I'm actually so pissed right now. Only because this mandem, Stefan, that's what we're calling him, yeah, he had the audacity to keep mentioning it every other time. Like, you're so skinny. Like, you should eat more lasagna. That's what you need to eat. Where should we grab lasagna? Like, shut up about me. I hate that. Now, also something else that I actually don't agree with is this babe. Okay, I get it. If you're going to come at me, I'm going to come back at you. Okay, but it's not the nicest thing to do. It's not taking the high road, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It isn't. But also, if you're gonna come at me, then I'm gonna come back at you. Well, I'm not gonna say that she's the asshole, but also she's not a good person for, bringing the same energy. And I get it, guys. I do. But I just feel like this could have been like a solid conversation. Like, I don't appreciate how you keep making this comments referring to my weight and my size. I think you should shut up about me. And it shouldn't have been like, okay, you also should get a watch because what's your weight, whatever, and trying to insinuate that you're actually fat. I just think this conversation could have been had and it wouldn't have been this. Like, I wouldn't be reading it from Reddit right now. You know what I'm saying? I just think sometimes, and before you take the low road, not the high road, maybe just consider communicating. Maybe just consider airing out your feelings and communicating that you're not okay with that and you're not going to stand for that. Because sometimes people are just so blunt, okay? Sometimes people are just so blunt and they don't care about any other person and they just feel like, okay, their opinion matters and they're going to air it, whatever and whatsoever outcome it brings out. And that's why I feel like with this particular story, yes, you might not have been the asshole for saying that, but you weren't a good person. I get it. You were standing up for yourself. But also, you standing up for yourself shouldn't have resulted into you now also doing the body shaming back. Like, you should know better. It doesn't feel nice to be body shamed and everybody like talking about your size and what you should do with your body and what you should do to change it. Like, right? You should know better than to like come at somebody with the same exact thing. So she might not be the asshole, but she's definitely not a good person. She should have just communicated. Like, guys, like communication actually like goes a long way. Because now the minute I come to you and I tell you that I don't appreciate the way that you've gone about things and you do it again, now we have a problem. The thing I'm not going to accept is you doing it again. Want to say about that? Makosa, what is it? I don't even remember, bro. I was trying to do the Metali thing, but makosa si kosa, what? Kosa si kosa, kosa ni kurudia kosa. Yeah, basically to mean that a mistake is not like the first time. Bro, I can't even translate that to English, but hey, whatever. People don't really understand like what kind of psychological effects that come because of body shaming, like anxiety, depression, like low self-esteem for both skinny and fat people. Like, shut up about my body. Okay, I get it. You can see my cheekbones or my collarbones. Shut up about me. Okay, I get it. You can see my back rolls. I get it. Okay, maybe the society hasn't gotten used to seeing plus size people wearing crop tops. And now you want to tell me what to do? Shut up about me. I just don't think like people actually understand the depth that it goes. Like, you're actually trying to bring me down. I'm just a person just like you. So shut up about me. Okay? Yeah, I just feel like also at the same time, when it comes to like body positivity and body images, every time anyone is body shamed, they kind of like laugh it off in front of the person or like don't even respond back, which is crazy because I know your self-esteem and your confidence is kind of attacked in that moment. But also you need to kind of stand up for yourself every other time, because then if we don't do it as ourselves, then this is going to be like a recurrent issue. Moving on, I just think like at this point, bro, if anyone makes a comment about like your body and you don't appreciate it, you don't have to laugh it off. You don't have to ignore it. Just speak above it. Just be like, okay, I don't appreciate the comment. You shouldn't have said that, and don't play with me. Don't play with me. Maybe see bueno, okay? That's the thing. I'm so tired of like it being under the radar and they were just laughing it off. Oh, okay, I know, like I should eat more. Ha ha ha. Na umekonda sana squeezy. Ha ha ha. Na utanona lini. Ha ha. Shut up about me. And then I don't really care if it was at this point. And sometimes it be your family members. Most times, actually, every time you go to a function, there's just somebody talking about like how you look and your weight and stuff. Like, shut up about me. So what if like I grew a big stomach? Man, just shut up about me. Okay. All right, that story has really gotten us riled up. Let's read another one from Reddit. I really like this. Do you like this? If you like this, imagine you can just comment on the comment section. I really want to know like what do you feel about this? Also, do you think this girl was the asshole for telling the dude, basically body shaming him back to defend herself? Do you think she's the asshole for doing that? While you comment, let me read you this other story, okay? Am I the asshole for telling my fiance that he can't have the kitchen he wants? Interesting. My parents have given us money for a deposit on a new house. We aren't well off and our rent is creeping higher and higher. So my parents came up with the idea and are basically fronting everything to do with the house, but we'll be paying the mortgage. My fiance's parents gave him $5,000 towards the house, and up until this point, he felt like he had no say in the bill because he couldn't contribute. But now he's been given the money, he wants to spend half of it on kitchen appliances like fridge, freezer, washing machine, and cooker. He is the cook in the relationship. Now, my parents blew up and said that was ridiculous and that the money would be better spent elsewhere. This was the first time he had shown full excitement about the house, and I feel like the fire inside him has died. I don't know what to do, and I want him to feel as excited as I do. He wants to spend $2,000 out of the $5,000 on the kitchen appliances, and the other $3,000 he doesn't really care how he's spent. Also, he's never said either of us are being assholes. I just can tell how much this is upsetting him, and it's how I feel. Here's my thing. If you're gonna move in with somebody, okay, this is your fiance, so basically you're getting married. Okay, what do your parents have to do with this? Didn't they like give you the money so that you can sort yourself in your house? Like, what do your parents have to do with this? Like, this should be between you and your fiance, and you should sit down and figure out what are the things that are necessary to have in the house. Because the things that have been mentioned over here, freezer, washing machine, these seem like pretty necessary things, right? This is your fiance, okay? You guys are basically getting married and you're gonna live together in this house. All right, maybe the rent was really getting high and your parents offered to help you out. If you offered to help you out with with the house, and then you're gonna have to pay the mortgage and stuff, it's not like they're giving it to you for free. Yes, they're doing you a favor by helping you out with everything to do with the house and then leaving it for you to just do the mortgage. I just think that's what they should do and end it there. Like, they don't have no business coming inside and making comments about what you should do with your money. Plus, it just is so heartbreaking that he felt like he had no say in anything because his parents weren't involved in this. And now he was just right there, sad and not even making any contributions. And now that his parents have come into play, he can't even get a freezer and a cooker in his house for the kitchen. Considering he's the cook in the relationship, like, this is way too much. Let the man buy the freezer. Let the man buy the things in the kitchen. Plus, everything that you mentioned over there is a necessity. What are you going to, like, get a fridge, get a cooker? Like, what are you going to use to cook in your house now? Or are you going to buy takeout every day? Clearly, you've got money problems. Then you don't really have that much money to get takeout every other day. Let the man then buy the cooker. That shouldn't really be that much. Plus, this guy just wants to spend less than a half of the money on the important stuff. Now, I don't really understand like why your parents, girl, have got to come in here and talk about how that's ridiculous and the money would be better spent elsewhere. Where? Have you got kids? Where else do your parents want you guys to spend this money on? What should you putting on your savings and then not have a cooker in your house? Or maybe you do have I don't get it. I need a backstory. Do you not have a cooker in your house? Do you not have a fridge and a freezer? Is it like an upgrade type thing? Or is it like a first time type thing? Anyways, either way, it just seems ridiculous to me that, girl, your parents are talking about the money that they didn't bring to the table. Plus, your parents really had no business knowing about this. This was his parents who brought the money. Like, okay, so his parents brought the money and then you called your parents to be like, actually, ata wazazi wake walituma 5Gs. What the hell is that? And then now your parents gotta come inside and be like, na tia nataka kununua fridge na cooker. There's other important things to buy. How do you know? Do you live with them? This is completely crazy. I just feel like boundaries are being crossed here and I just would never know because this is probably not a boundary of theirs. Because for me, if I'm gonna move in to a house with somebody, then we should be figuring out things to do with the house together. Okay, if I wanted to involve my parents with like the rent and the mortgage or whatever, that's the exact thing they should deal with. Why do you need to know where we're gonna eat for dinner tomorrow? Or why do you need to know if we need a new cooker or like a fridge or a washing machine? That's none of your business. Sorry to say, but it isn't. You promised to help me out with the mortgage. I'm going to sort it out later on. So you just deal with that. Like, I mean, unless I asked you for your opinion or your help, which I feel like this girl kind of did, because otherwise, how did the parents know of that? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, unless I ask you for your opinion or your help with the matter, then that's when you're allowed to make your comments and your opinions. But also at the same time, it shouldn't be above what my partner thinks. I literally live with this guy. You know what I'm saying? We're getting married. Like, this is a home, not your parents' home. It's us who are going to live here. This is literally going to be a home. So I just don't get it, bro. This is like too crazy. Plus, this man is not even going to spend like more than half of the money. Like, it said here, he does not care what the rest of the 3,000 bob is going to be spent on. He just want the 2K to buy the kitchen appliances and the washing machine. That sounds to me like okay. It sounds to me like just enough. It sounds to me like reasonable considering it's like kitchen appliances. Bro, what? It just doesn't feel right. Plus, also, I just want to side with her fully because I just need a backstory. Like, is there something that's more important to buy? Like, what is the other thing that is super important to buy? You know what I'm saying? You just need two sides of the story. This is one side of the story. I need a backstory. I need to know what else is that important that makes the kitchen appliances that less important and ridiculous, as the woman's parents said. I need to know. It's not sounding like they're on the same page on this. Plus, it's sounding like this girl, girl, please. Like, your parents didn't need to know about all of that. They did. I don't know. But tell me in the comment section. If it was you, would you really be calling your parents to tell them that you received the 5K and now you're trying to figure out? This is like $5,000, by the way. So for my Kenyan audience, that's like close to 600,000 Kenyan shillings. Yeah. All right. So that's the money you've got. That's to mean that $2,000 is close to 300. That's not bad for kitchen appliances. That seems to me like a reasonable amount. I just don't know. Come to me to the comment section and tell me if you think this babe is the asshole for telling her fiance that he cannot have the keychain he wants because she went blubbing to her parents. I mean, I really like reading these Reddit stories. It's super, super fun. I think we'll be doing this like a few times. Yeah, I think this is like really cool. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to drop a comment, share the episode, and also guess what? You can send in your Reddit stories on our Instagram at All Things People. Send in your Reddit stories. Oh my God, that'd be so fun. Then we're gonna read them over here, discuss them, and give my opinions and just basically have fun together. Okay, it's been so much fun doing this episode. But hey, don't forget to follow our account on every social media platform. If it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, we're on TikTok also at All Things People Podcast. Don't forget also check me out on every platform at Joy Ogwedi, except that for TikTok, I kind of added Africa to the end of it. I don't know why I did that, but like it seemed cool. So check me out on TikTok at Joy Ogwedi Africa right now. Bye and catch you later.
Damn.